My hands always work. Hello, peoples. Hello. How's everything? I'm waving to everybody over my camera because I can't mechanically wave to every single person who shows up. But thank you guys for tuning in. Yes. And I brought up a topic. I had a bunch of topics that I've been researching, and I have like a whole billboard of at home. But I chose to choose this one because I was like, okay, this might be something Sabrina's interested in.
Why it gotta be me though? Like, why it gotta be me?
Okay. I was like, she's cute. She might love stuffed animals. I don't know. I associate stuffed animals with cute girls.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up because I have done when I did my fetish porn.
Me
and
too,
stuff,
but I didn't even know it was called that.
Yeah, I've done that. So it's
yes.
The topic is plushie fetishes.
Hey.
So
shout out to everyone who indulges in plushie
unfortunately,
fetishes.
you were correct, and it is something that I have done one time.
I'm guilty unintentionally.
Besides
I'm guilty.
being a child and humping my stuffed animals.
That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Because don't lie, everyone has pillow humped when they were a kid, and you was curious, and you started getting feelings that you couldn't explain.
And then it felt good, so yes, you just kept doing it.
Shed it.
And you just stopped when your parents came in the room. Yeah, that's the main thing. But no, you might have a little bit more insight. What is plushies or plushophilia is what some people call it online
It's
as well.
just people who like to fuck their stuffed animals. I can't really explain it. Like I don't know like the psychological reasonings as to why people do that.
Yes.
But I know that it goes as far as the extent as people cut holes in their stuffies and fuck them.
Really?
Yeah.
It
goes that far.
About that part.
Like
Okay.
people will cut a hole and it'll be there. Hi, babe.
Babe is here. She's a sweetheart.
Here. But it will go as far, and some girls will like attach a dildo if it's like a woman.
Oh, put it on
and put it on the stuffy. Like
Oh,
it goes
I haven't
that
seen
far.
that. I thought for me, I was thinking because for me, when I used to use stuffed animals, I would just try to find like the pointiest head on the stuffed animal to put as closest to my vagina as possible. So hearing that's actually kind of good.
I just knew like when I was younger, when I was like 4 or 5, I remember
I was 5 when I started
I did it. I had this big teddy bear, and I was like 4 or 5, and I like was in the living room in front of my mom, just humping it, like, and my mom's like, "Hey!" And she started yelling at me and cursing me. She pinched my ear.
Oh, I got
She's
popped
like,
too. Yeah,
she's
I
like,
understand.
"You don't do that," and I'm like, "But it feels good. Like, what do you mean? Why can't I do it?" Like,
oh,
so
God.
I that was like, and then
You're not alone.
But I didn't. After that, I didn't do it in front of my family because I thought it was normal.
You did, exactly.
Like,
you just hit it. Yeah.
I used to like cross my legs and like it was just I was
What
weird.
did the stuffed animal look like? Was it a dog,
It
a
was
cat,
just a bear,
or
just a big bear that I had.
Bears usually get it sometimes.
They be getting it, yo.
They do get it sometimes. Shout out to the bears who get it all the time.
They be getting it, yo.
They do, because sometimes, honestly, like, I'm guilty of that too. I actually had a bear. It was like a white kind of cream bear that I used to masturbate on. And honestly, I would use the hand, like the palm hand of the bear. And that's the part that I would use on, like, my clitoris and stuff to, like, move up and masturbate against. I know this is the weirdest shit ever. But, yes, that was the thing that I would actually use. So it's like hearing that the bears do get it. They do get, and I chose the bear out of like the giraffe. I had like a Barbie doll too.
It's the circumference of the bear. You get more. You get more like.
It's normal.
Tighter. It's tighter. I don't know how to explain it, but I know what you're saying.
If you guys are trying to be plushies out there, the bears is the best choice.
Because I don't judge, because like I've seen it. Like when I had to do it for a video, like for a job, for work. Mm-hmm. It was just humping. Like it was just the humpies. But like other than that, like I never went as far as the extent, like, you know, putting a hole in it or whatever, like, because it's not my thing. But I've seen videos like on Pornhub and shit like that where like people like have the holes cut in it and stuff.
Yes, I saw, like, and you know, actually after you mentioned that, I seen some people like they'll have like the little pieces coming out to the side, but they'll still masturbate in a certain way where they're using the cotton part. Do you think it's about texture? Why do you think people become like plushies or?
No, I feel like
because dildos are completely a different texture.
I feel like it's just the concept of it, like fucking something that's innocent. Like that's what I think. Like.
I never thought about it that way.
It's a childlike thing, and
child
people
thing,
have daddy fetishes and little girl fetishes, so it's like true. It kind of all connects.
I never thought about it that way. Yeah, because usually
that's my educated guess.
No, that's a great guess because I never thought about that. When people don't the time that people most associate with like stuffed animals or teddy bears or something like that is usually in their younger years, which they are quote unquote more innocent or, you know, more open to different things in their life. So that is definitely a stage that that would be the most likely time that somebody is going to become a plushie or something like that. So that's actually something that I actually really enjoy. And I learned also about something called like flurries or furries. I might be saying this wrong. Furries.
Yeah, those are people who dress up as like these
the
big
animals. Yes.
And they wear the head piece, the body piece.
That's
and
what I found out. Yeah. So I've heard about those people. I was wondering, like, do those people still use stuffed animals as well, or is it just about like dressing up?
Dressing up as like this animal. And I actually follow this furry. She's pretty like Insta famous, and her name is Serendipity Kitty, I believe. Oh, and so
that sounds so great because I remember they had great hot chocolate. But yes,
she I don't know what kind of animal she is, but her headpiece is kind of like a cheetah.
Oh, okay.
But, like she's like, and she like I remember at one point she hasn't posted in a long time, but
I have to follow her.
At one point she had a furry boyfriend who dressed up as like a fox, and she dressed up as like a cheetah. It was.
That's actually kind of cool though.
It's pretty
like
crazy,
the fox and
but
the
that's
cheetah,
like they would go outside in public and like. This is who they were.
I don't know why I admire that. Yes.
Who ain't ashamed of who they are, man.
Yes, to step out and show out.
And the ones that find love in other furries, because that shit is rare.
And to actually have to wear that. I wore a suit like that before when I when I worked in Miami. I was working for a cruise line, so I was in charge of doing that kind of stuff. But to wear that and to actually still be able to engage with your partner in a sexual way, I think that's actually really, really
I mean,
great.
it's cool to find somebody that like, you know, bonds with you in that kind of way, because that's such a specific thing to like. Yeah. And it's hard to find other people who are accepting of that.
That is kind of true. So, like, what do you think would be the first thing that someone would think about when it comes to seeing somebody who's a furry or indulging in plushies or being a plushie, rather? Like somebody who doesn't know about it. What is the first thing you think they think about?
I mean, okay, like for me, like I'm into that like kitten play stuff, and I used to date people who have no idea even what BDSM was.
I do understand that.
Like having to bring something like that up to someone who is clueless of the lifestyle, it's not easy. Like, cause
it's more so a lesson.
Yeah, you have to like gain their trust, and then once you like, I've had people who like I've told them, and then I never got a call back. So
I understand that too.
So it's like,
or you tell them and then they're not okay with this part, or this part they don't want to do,
or they're like they think it's just a sexual thing. They don't realize that it's just a personality thing, and that comes with
the territory.
And like sometimes I'm gonna want you to like pet me like a kitty because I'm weird. Like, just deal with it.
Sometimes I just want to be spanked and beaten. Like it's just these are times.
It is what it is. Like, just because I want you to pet me doesn't mean I want you to like fuck me right after. Sometimes I just want to be petted. Yeah. So it's like it's hard for.
Maybe I just want to be spanked, and you just walk away afterwards.
And that's why it's like it's hard to like date especially when you're so invested in such a lifestyle, because it's a lifestyle. It's not just
it's a part of who you are.
Yeah, it's not just a bedroom thing. Right. So it makes it really difficult.
I completely agree. I was talking to Priscinda actually about something like that earlier. We were talking about dating and stuff like that, and a part of who you are really, really becomes a part of your sexuality and your sexual life. A lot of things that people gravitate towards sexually. Some people think it's just some kind of porn that they watch or some kind of, you know, thing that they indulge in just for that moment. But a lot of the things that we engage in is really a part of who we are. And I think sometimes once you take the time to explore that and, you know, embrace it, you actually sometimes be able to deal with it in a whole lot better way.
It's weird because like fetish is such a tricky thing, because some people do it only in the bedroom, which is okay because people want to spice up, you know, their lives or their relationships. But there are people who it's like they knew way back when that that's who they want.
Yeah.
And it's like for me, like when I was in like high school, I used to wear kitty collars. I mean, I thought they looked cute.
I wore a collar tie.
Like no one knew that I bought it at an actual
Shout
pet
out
store.
to West 4th Street. I'm just gonna say that, but yes. Shout out to West
Because,
Fork.
like, I would actually buy them at pet stores. And, like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, because they have the cutest
I went to
ones.
West Fork, but you
Like,
actually went to the West
Yeah,
Fork.
so it's like, but I'm like, yo, like, this is cute. And I had a bunch of them, and, like, I would wear them, and sometimes I would wear ears. And, like, people would ask me, oh, why would you, like, wear that or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know. I
probably would have been a girl, like, where you got that from? I'm about to go hit this.
Right, but it's like, and then, you know, I mean, kitty ears is, like, a thing now, which is crazy. Because, like, you see, like, little girls
Halloween,
around,
everybody's wearing
like,
kitty
even,
ears.
like, at the other, when I was
birthday parties,
when
too.
I was in Miami, I was in the Walmart, and there was, like, a little girl that walked by me with, like, kitty ears on, and I was like, I want to know where she got those. Like, those are so cute. But, like, it's for different reasons, but it's just, it's crazy because when I found out about kitten play and BDSM and the lifestyle, I was, like, about 16. And it was just, like, I just, like, kept doing, like, you know, like, clicking and clicking and clicking, like,
just like
because, like, what's a dominatrix, what's to this, and then I ended up finding, like, kitten play, and I'm like, this is who I am. This is me. This is my life. Like, and it just, it made me feel more comfortable with, like, being that way.
Yeah, because it's sometimes, like I said, it's a part of who you are. When you find that link or that connection, and no matter how you find it, you know, it sometimes kind of makes you whole, and it makes you more open to, you know, expressing how you naturally, you know, engage when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to, you know, relationships, anything. And I think that's actually the most healthiest thing to do, because a lot of people, they have these fetishes or they have these things about them that they want to explore, that they want to engage in. You know, not that it's violent or anything like that, but they have these things that they want to engage in, but they oftentimes don't, because they don't find the support system, or they don't find people around them who can support that or can go along with them with that. So I think it's always great to find that kind of, you know, relationship or connection outside of who you are. So yeah, and so when I found out about plushies by I was uploading a video from ratchetbjs.com. You guys can go there to see my latest updates. I finally updated my website, so you guys can stop complaining. There's new videos up there. You guys can go and enjoy. But yes, shout out to Nisha Swallows and Porter Rock. They did a really great job when we worked together last month, and I look forward to working with both of them very soon. But I went on to ManyVids, and anytime I go into ManyVids, they always have crazy different categories, as well as Clips for Sale and many other.
Clips for Sale.
Shout out to Clips for Sale. They have shout out to them. They have a lot of different categories, and every time I go on to there, I always find out about something new, and I love that. You know, I love seeing that, you know, people are engaging in different ways and finding different ways to express themselves. So I found out about plushies, and I never knew.
Dad calling.
Dad is calling. Dad, I will call you back. People don't think that porn stars are connecting with their father, but my father is calling me as we're speaking, and I will speak to him later. But yes. But no, I definitely went online and I found out about plushies, and it's crazy because you said you were young, like around 4 or 5 when you started. I started masturbating when I was 5 years old. I started watching porn when I was 5 years old. I started watching porn from my older uncle, my older brother, and I would take their videos. And honestly, that was the first thing I would grab. I would grab a bear, the bear that I had on my bed, and I would masturbate with the bear. And plushies never existed at the time, but yet again, I was masturbating with the bear. So
it's crazy because like I wish like families would like let their kids explore their bodies.
Yeah, I got
freely.
popped for masturbating with the bear as well.
It makes you because that's how it really starts. That whole like being ashamed of your sexuality or being ashamed of your sexual desires and all that, because it starts at a young age, because when you're so young and you get beat for exploring your body and
or
like
just making yourself feel comfortable,
instead of explaining to your kid this is why you're doing this, but there's a time and a place to do that.
True.
And it's not in public on the couch while mom is making me breakfast. Like,
absolutely though.
I love my mom, but they come from a different time. But
right,
I feel like
they do. Yeah.
I feel like we should not make our kids feel ashamed about what they do with their bodies, because at the end of the day, it's their bodies, and
they should be able to explore it. I agree with that.
Because like I was wondering, like, yo, why does shit feel good like this? Like, and I didn't know.
What made me mad was everybody was like, the fact that my mom popped me. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, I feel good right now. Like,
like you should
what
be
is your
happy.
problem right now? And a part of me was upset that every time I masturbated after that, I had to hide or make sure nobody wasn't coming, or I don't know. I mean, I'm not a parent like right now in my life. I don't know how I would deal with my own children, but from my personal experience as a child, I really feel like expressing yourself, especially through sex, when you're masturbating and stuff, you get a chance to know who you are. You get a chance to know what makes you feel good, what triggers you, what actually brings you to that element of climaxing. So
I feel like if I was to have kids, I'd probably just have the talk with them when I catch.
I think I would let them masturbate in the room. Yeah, you're right.
I'd be like, hey, like you can do that, just not in front of me, because
I don't want to watch.
I don't want to watch.
I
but
agree with that. Do
it in your room, lock your door, put a sock on your door, or something, so that way I know not to come in. And because like once they get older, they're just gonna be doing it more and more and more, and
that's true.
I don't want to see it.
And then another person's gonna be involved, and you're like, okay, go for it.
Yeah, like when you're older, I'll explain to you why, but just explore your body and
that's true.
Hump away, child, because
hump away, children. Hump away, children. Because
then they'll probably sleep more, and it'll just be less weight off my shoulders.
You do. But you sleep really well after an orgasm. Like, you sleep really well.
Hop away, yo. Go to bed.
Right. They're probably sleeping harder than if you told them to go in a room and stay by themselves.
Smart parenting.
Oh, God.
Damn.
That is so smart. Thank you. But no, that's actually a really, really good thing, because a lot of people, they don't think that children are even, quote unquote, horny or they can get aroused. But I can be honest, I've been aroused and masturbating since I was 5 years old, even before I've ever even had sex. So I think definitely masturbating is something that's a huge thing when it comes to the body, and people don't really necessarily explore that a whole lot. But
he has to get something.
Oh, he's coming in.
He has to get
something.
Yes.
No, it's okay. You can come and get something. We don't have any stuffed animals in here, so he's not going to turn into a plushie at the meantime. But they also, when they said plushie, they mentioned like stuffed animals, and they also mentioned like stuffed toys. Now, usually when I see toys, they're usually made of silicone, plastic, or something.
I didn't know that toys could be.
Yeah. They mentioned that as well. When I actually started to do research, they called it plushophilia.
The more you know.
Yes, the more you know.
I had no idea.
That's what I'm saying. Have you ever? So you
that
never
I
had
didn't
experience?
Know.
Okay,
that
never.
I didn't know.
Thank you. Oh my God, my notes. Oh my God, thank you so much. Shout out to Uncle Tone, DJ Uncle Tone, the Grown Man Show. Always in support. He brought up my notebook. I knew I left it downstairs, and he brought this back up for me. But yes, bringing up like not pedophilia, excuse me.
No, not pedophilia. We don't support that.
No, I'm not supporting that. That's not a joke. I'm not laughing. Plushophilia. I'm laughing at all the teddy bears that I've ruined in my life.
Oh man, I don't even want to talk about it. I had a bear.
Can we go down the list? So we had bears.
I had
Is
a polar
another
bear.
one?
I had a polar bear. Sorry, Mom.
A polar bear?
Yeah.
Well, that actually would be really cute, though.
I had a teddy bear, then I had a polar bear.
Was it bigger than the teddy bear?
No, it was smaller, but it was bigger, like wider.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I had.
Did you ever name any of them?
No.
Okay.
So I name them now that I don't do that. But I feel like naming them back then would have been weird, and I never named them.
That makes sense. So the polar bear.
Yeah, and then I had this it was a princess. She was like my height.
What?
Yeah, she was like a stuffed princess.
Like, okay, like soft, like cotton, yeah. Was it the princess from the Mario game?
No, it was just a
what
random
was that princess name? Oh my God, I can't remember her name.
Peach? Princess Peach?
Yes, Princess Peach.
No, it wasn't Princess Peach.
I used to always choose her.
Princess chick. Oh man, I feel bad going down this list.
Someone said, oh yeah, Priscinda. Shout out to Priscinda in the Grown Man Show. She said, yes, plushophilia, but where do you put the penis? I guess or third party, whatever that person comes in. How does that person come in when it comes to, plushophilia? Like, how does your partner interact with you when it comes to plushophilia?
When I did it, it was just me and it was a POV.
Okay, so you think that's like only a solo sport?
Yeah, unless the person wants to watch you.
Okay.
Then, because that's pretty much the video that I did. It was like I was humping the animal, and the person behind the camera was talking to me like dirty-ish, like telling me what to do with it.
Okay, I see what
kind of like forced masturbation in a way.
Yes.
So that was that. But
that kind of makes sense.
That was a custom video, so I don't have that video.
No, but it's actually still a good experience.
I got 500 for that video.
Hey,
so I mean,
that's all right. That is all right. That is okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
No,
what about you? What about the list for you?
See, for me, I started.
Because I don't want to go down this list.
I can't. You guys are gonna be. I went to the Hello Kitty doll. Yes, I did. The Hello Kitty. It was big. It was stuffy. Yes, I did. Hello Kitty got it. Okay, she was nice though. She had a really thick arm, which really worked out. Okay.
I used to go to my pillows a lot too, though. Like I would always have like 4 or 5 pillows, and there would just be that one masturbation pillow. And there would be an indent.
It's all like shrinked out to the side, like all.
It was like an hourglass shape by the time I was done with it. Like
yes.
Oh man.
It's something about, for me, it's always been something about stuffed cotton or just the cotton material in general that has always been comfortable to me.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because for me, when people made dildos, they made them all plastic and stuff. And in my mind, I was just like,
that's not comfortable.
Yeah, when I first started masturbating, I was always using cotton. Like since I was like 5, I used to use like my animals, or sometimes I used my panties, but it was always like a cotton type base. So I was kind of confused. Like when they started making dildos, it kind of changed texture.
The older you get, the rougher it gets, because
you need like a rougher.
Yeah, because like you actually start having sex and your body changes. Like I feel like when you're younger, like the softness on your skin it's just better for you because you're like 4
you might need
years
something
old.
Right? Yeah, you might need something harder to fight against like whatever might be inside.
And I had mad energy, so I was just like. Like going in. I'm
not alone. You are not alone. Oh my god. You are not alone.
I can't even deny it.
When I left the bear and moved on to Hello Kitty, it changed. The hump pattern changed.
Oh my god.
The hump pattern changed. I completely understand you when it comes to that. Because see, for me, changing to the Hello Kitty, it was kind of like I was actually starting to pay attention to what actually turned me on.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people look at that.
It's like the density of the pillow.
Yes.
Of what you're humping. It's like how much cotton's actually in it. Because, like, I don't know. Like, for me, like, that's what it was. Like, if it was too skinny, I couldn't. Like,
exactly. Yeah. It has to be just enough cotton. Like, inside.
I can't believe we're, like, talking about this.
This is so terrible.
The density of the plushie that you're humping has to be a certain.
It has to have enough
cotton to hump.
Enough cotton to hump.
Damn.
She said yes. We're Priscinda says yes. We're plushophilics.
I guess.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But no, that is absolutely true because it's so crazy. Like I remember when I moved to the Hello Kitty, I would be masturbating. And I remember I would try to use certain parts, and I was like, nah, that don't work. And then for some reason, I never forget this, but the arm stuck out to me because the arm was like the thickest.
And it's crazy because
part of the.
When I got my period, my mom gave me a vibrator, like a small little one that like I can put in my like bag.
I hid mine. I was like, no.
And I hated it. I just still humped my pillows. When I was like 13, I was still humping my pillows. I would have stuffed my stuffed animals, but I was humping my pillows because like, it just felt better to me. I'm like, the vibrator's too rough. It hurt. I'm like, this ain't fun.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm getting electrocuted. Like that shit
I
hurts.
always feel like it's not like I'm like this is not human.
I'm like I'm a gentle flower. Like I can't like be like I need.
Back and forth. And then depends on the speed that it actually exists on. That makes it even worse.
It was a really poorly made vibrator. I remember that because I remember I used it in my bathroom in my school, and I was like, oop, nope, Too rough. It hurts.
And usually when it does hurt, that's the one that we actually need to end up giving up because that's when it becomes like kind of crazy. Oh my God. Oh, it is actually 9:26.
Break time?
Yes, almost 9:30. So we are going to take a break, and we are going to be coming back to talk more about plushophilia and also furries because we didn't get into that much. But I want to explore this topic a little bit more with your girl, Sabrina Ryan. Now that we are back, still talking about plushies amongst many, many other things. If you guys want to call in, the number is 347-721-3161. That's 347-721-3161. If you guys wanted to call in and discuss the topic of plushies and furries. And furries as well. So have you ever dressed up as a furry, Sabrina? Have you ever had that experience by any chance?
No, I have not dressed up as a furry. The farthest I've gone was the kitten play, and that's just ears and a tail for me.
okay. Yeah. I've acted like a furry. Like I've always done the whole submissive dog type of thing. That probably might be the closest to it.
I feel like that's more pet play though. Pet play in general.
What do you think is the difference between pet play and furries?
Furries dress up head to toe.
It on?
Like head to toe, like whole costume, headpiece. Like you don't see their face. You don't see.
Oh, everything's covered.
Yeah, everything's covered. And they're like legit acting like this animal. So it's like a little bit more. It's like a level up from like pet play, because pet play is more like cutesy, like.
Right, you're still you yourself. Yeah. Like you still have your ass out and stuff.
So it's.
But what do you think that I guess would say plush play or furry play is close to engaging in bestiality? Do you think that that's the same thing?
No.
Or it's completely
I think it's
different?
just one of those weird things that just can't be explained. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with bestiality.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought about that when I was researching this topic, because I think about animals, and I'm like, people attracted to animals. But then again, when we talk about plush play and how everything is, I'm wondering, like, people aren't necessarily attracted to the animals themselves. Like, they're more so just using the animals just to get by in the meantime.
I'm
like,
over here stunting.
Go ahead, stunt boo. Go ahead, stunt boo. Shout out to Sabrina Ryan supporting the Smiles69Network show. But yes, no, but what do you think about that? When it comes to plushies and engaging with the animals, do you think that people are attracted to the stuffed animals that they're using, or it's just another dildo?
Maybe they have a special connection with that stuffed animal. I don't know how to explain it. Like, have you ever seen Big Mouth? It's like a Netflix series.
I watch a lot of Netflix. So now you're about to make me go watch it.
It's an adult cartoon, and it's about kids going through puberty. But it's on some like next level shit. But like, there's this episode where the boy has a pillow that's his
pillow.
Yeah, that's his pillow. But there's like a hole in that he put in the pillow. And he's like a kid.
He put a hole.
Yeah, and that's like his.
Shout out to him.
That's where he dumps his stuff, is in that pillow. So it's like.
She said submissive dog school me. But yes.
But yeah, like it's just like one of those. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. Like sometimes people just have a connection with that object because it makes them feel good, you know? It's like people. Like if you fuck with somebody, they fuck you good, you got a connection with them. You go back. So I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Yes. Shout out to Unforgettable JT. He mentioned when I used to be attracted to the feeling of the softness. So maybe, that might be it. Maybe it's not the actual animals themselves, because I thought about that too. Like maybe people who rub on bears, they like bears themselves, but I enjoyed rubbing on a bear and a Hello Kitty, but I do not want to deal with those animals in real life at all, in any way, shape, or form. So you're absolutely right. Maybe it is just the actual, softness of the bear and how it feels against you. So that's something that I definitely thought about.
The one you want one said, are you going to touch on foot fetishes?
Oh, we have not done that, but we're going to get into that. We're going to get into it. Because sometimes when it comes to, your feet too, sometimes people rest their feet on
people fuck
pillows.
People's feet.
Yes. Shout out to Vanessa Smilez.com. You guys can go and watch the video with me and Redzilla and the foot fetish video that we did. Yes, he sucks toes very well.
Oh, lordy, lordy.
He sucks toes and all of those great, amazing things. Shout out to the men and women who lick feet and take care of their partner. It's greatly appreciated out here.
It's very appreciated.
But yes, that's definitely important. We also have Priscilla back, and she said, I psychologically just think that it's sensory, not too deep, but it's like your sensory connection is associated with a particular smell. So do you think that smells have anything to do with plushies? Because usually my teddy bears never really smelled like anything.
Yeah, my plushies never smelled like anything. It was just more the consistency.
The texture.
Just the texture. Like, I'm never going to get off of that. It was just the density.
Is there an animal that you didn't get a chance to use? That was another question.
Oh, yeah. I had
that you wanted to use but never got a chance to get around
But I never wanted to use it. It was just, I just never wanted to use it. Like
it was there, but just not usage.
I used to sleep with it because I felt bad, but I would never use it.
You didn't want to leave it out? Leave it alone.
It was like a little cowboy teddy that I had. But I would just sleep with him. I was like, I'm not gonna hump you, but I'll sleep with you. Like I don't know. Like I just didn't feel that closeness with him.
I felt my dolls. Shout out to Teddy, who stuck through and through.
He was my ride or die. We were just friends. We were just friends.
Not
he was in the friend zone. He was in the friend zone. We would just cuddle, and that was it.
And all the other teddies got action.
Yep.
Oh God, that's terrible.
And he would be the one I confined in when they didn't treat me right.
Oh my! You know who I did used to confide in though? This is so bad and terrible. But I used to confide in the green toy soldiers. I don't know if anybody ever seen them. Usually, a lot of boys play with them.
Yeah,
they're like the green.
Toy Story?
Yes,
with their feet like
I
this.
used to love them because they're so stern, so straightforward. Their face would be so like. People will always use Barbie dolls in houses and stuff like that, but I would always go steal my older brother's military little dolls and bring them downstairs from my little playhouse and like start to masturbate with them afterwards. But yes, they were very stern. They were hard, straightforward. I wouldn't stuff them all the way inside my vagina, but just rubbing on the edge.
With the motion included.
Just did enough. Just did enough. But yes. And Priscinda also mentioned one second. She said she means just like your sensory is attached to a smell, also attached to a feeling. That's why children like stuffed animals. So do you think that children would like stuffed animals because of the feeling that it gets them? Or is it just because the parents gave them the animals and it might be sentimental to them? What do you think about that?
It just felt good.
I'm kind of with you on that because, like, usually when it came to like, I had no thought when it came into it. I was masturbating since I was like 5 years old. I just did it. So when it comes to the feeling, I completely agree with that thought and that mindset completely. And we mentioned this outside briefly. She said both, which makes sense. You know, it goes to your mind and also your body part as well.
Okay, when is the last time that you've humped a pillow? Or a stuffed animal.
Don't ask me that because that was like Monday when I
was. Oh
my
God! Yes.
I masturbate on a regular basis. I don't get as much sex as I would like to. Shout out to people who are in a drought.
And that just goes to show that porn stars don't always be fucking.
They don't. They really don't. As much as they would like to, they're actually more conscious and scared of fucking
who they fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Because then if something happens to somebody, they're immediately gonna say, I was sleeping with this porn star. So I will never allow somebody to have that opportunity.
That entitlement.
Say that. Yeah. So I'm very, very strict about who I sleep with and who I engage with. And if I do choose to engage with somebody, it's really just gonna be them. I'm not in videos anymore. I'm not on camera or anything like that. But I do have a personal life, and in my personal life, I'm choosing to deal with one person at a time, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
Always.
Yes. And BC Cosmo, shout out to BC Cosmo. She said, I think it's the sense of comfort that it gives, and she also agrees that it's both. So yes, I think it does give you some kind of comfort when it comes from stuffed animals. Do you think that stuffed animals are better or dildos are better? What would be your preference?
Don't ask me that.
Ooh, I know that's I already know my choice. My choice would be stuffed animals, but go ahead.
Yeah, because they're soft. They're just soft. Like, I don't know. It's just soft. Like, I don't know. Like
that's like one of the main things. They are soft.
I use a dildo if I'm getting fucked, or you know what I'm saying? Like if I want that penetration feeling. But as far as like my clit, I need something soft.
Yes, you know? We don't need dildos on clits, guys, or
it doesn't feel
anybody
good.
out there.
They're rough. The people think silicone's like the same consistency of an actual penis.
Not.
It's not.
It's not. People when they created dildos and stuff like that, you know, I got into porn and I started using dildos because that was like the common thing that a lot of people were doing on camera. But for me, I was always, anytime I ever masturbated, it was always with a piece of cloth, whether it was my own panties, whether it was a pillow on my bed, anything that always felt like cloth that would, you know, always define that. Because
it's just nicer to your lady bits.
Exactly.
You want to be nice to your lady bits.
Yes. Well, we have also somebody else on here, BC Cosmo. She said old, but she mentioned, well, that depends on age. So do you think age has a factor to do with
I don't fuck my plushies now. I just hump my pillow.
That's true. I don't have anything. I don't pluck. Yeah.
Like, and I have plushies, but I don't. They're just for sleeping.
They're in the closet right now.
They're just for sleeping. They're just for show on my bed. But
this show makes me want to bring them out, though.
But
I'm not even gonna lie. This show makes me want to go inside that bin and actually just look for something like right now. I don't know, but yeah.
She's had a little bit to drink, y'all.
It might make me want to look for something. I'm not even gonna lie. Like pillows might not do it now, but I don't know.
J Boogie _ Mr. Benzo said, I'm taking notes.
Well, bring pillows or stuffed animals the next time you show up on a late night tip.
Or if you meet a girl who's into that, just watch her do her thing.
That works too.
Because some that might turn you on. You don't know. Like, damn, like, babe,
she
like,
may be ready for you.
or just have her pretend that you're not really there, even though you're watching, but like she's by herself doing her thing. Like that could be like a really private thing, but it could be really sexy to watch. So
a lot of guys like girls, watching them jerk off. So I don't think it would matter whether it was
I like watching my babe masturbate.
It's sexy.
Flicking her bean, spinning the disc. Like
hey.
I fucks with it.
It's always a good time. Always a good time. Definitely. I like that, flicking the disc. I do that often when I'm at home. I flick my disc a lot when I'm at home by myself. Flicking my disc. That's all I do when I'm at home. With the pillow, though. With the pillow. With the pillow. She said, if you're a kid and get a teddy bear, if you're an adult woman, you get a dildo. Whew, that's hard. She said, I'm foxed with watching mommy and masturbate. It's too unique. So do you think that parents, let's say if you're a parent and you bought the stuffed animal for a child, or the case may be, do you think it's wrong to use it?
No.
Because I don't think I probably would. If my child didn't like a certain stuffed animal and they never used it, I definitely am taking that stuffed animal and we're going to make that work in other realms in our life. Definitely. And we were trying to bring this into the future. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about before we go. We know that, like, as we grew up, we did have stuffed animals and a lot of those things that were a lot more physical in our lives. And a lot of the children and people who are growing up now, they're going towards a more digital age where they're not really dealing with a lot of physical things. They're more so dealing with everything that's online and dealing with technology. What do you think would be the equivalent, or what do you think, what kind of animals or anything that people would use that would be similar to stuffed animals or something like that in the future?
I don't know. Because, like, I know some, like, my niece and my nephew, like, they love stuffed animals. They're about that age. They're, like, 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much longer it would take until kids are completely, like, not, having stuffed animals and or humping their stuffed animals at that age.
Usually that is the age.
So, I mean, maybe, like, porn would just be quicker to find at a younger age, because it is a digital age, and every kid is looking down at their iPads and clicking stuff, and porn is probably just going to be easier to access, and they're probably just going to be crossing their legs and doing that whole bit. Watching porn. Like,
they're just skipping past it.
Right. So, I mean, that could probably be the future of, exploring your body as a young kid. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's actually not a bad idea. See, I thought about that as well. And I actually said that in my mind. I still think that for some reason, no matter how we go forward in the future, people still hold on to a lot of nostalgic things. Like, I feel like even in the year 2050, there's going to be somebody with that teddy bear that's in their house.
Yeah, because, like, I feel like that's, like, something that just won't die out. Like, stuffed animals are always, like, a precious thing, and it's just... Mm-hmm. They're soft. Like,
keyword.
They're soft, and you just want to hump them when you're like 5 years old because it just seems right.
Oh, man. So. And we know that a lot of females have been, engaging in plushophilia and all of these type of things. And as far as the males, what do you guys think about that? I want to get to that.
I feel like guys, because I know guys have little girl fetishes. Like, guys will always love the pigtails and the mini skirt and the dolls because there's something innocent about it. So, I mean, I feel like as far as, like, I don't know how it goes for guys, like, fucking plushies. Like, I mean, I've seen it.
I haven't seen that yet. So,
but
they're really just
just cutting the hole and doing their thing. So, I mean, I know that's a thing. I know guys aren't as open about stuff like that.
That must be messy.
But, yeah. Oh, man. But I do know that, like, guys like to watch girls hump their stuffies because it's that innocent, like, thing. I don't know.
It's like you're still getting off, but you're not really exposed.
It's not really, like, pedophilia because they're grown women humping stuffed animals, but it still reaches towards that a little more, which guys do like sometimes. They like that younger stuff. So, I mean.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah, I've known a lot of guys to like that whole innocent vibe. And when it comes to stuffed animals and stuff like that, it kind of does bring you back to that same innocence. But how old do you think somebody has to be before they have to stop engaging in plushies?
Who cares? Like, Do what makes you happy.
Old fucking, so,
as long as you're not hurting anyone else in the mix, then just do
or
whatever
the plushies,
you
know, or the stuffed animals out there.
Well, they could take a beating. They're fine. They're fine.
Sabrina's willing to give them beatings.
they could take a beating.
Maybe
they'll be fine. They don't have feelings.
Okay, so when is it time to give up the stuffed animal? When is it when is it time that, the stuffed animal has been beaten out? Like, how do you know that you have to get a new toy? Like, how do you know?
When it's flat. and you're
trying to make it
and
work.
you just won't work because it's too flat.
Oh, God. I understand her struggle. This is why I'm laughing too hard. Yeah, because you tried to fold the pillow in half, or you tried to fold the teddy bear in half to get a certain angle, and it doesn't really come out the same way, but you still try to get more cushion than that. Our lives. Everybody's life is different. But no.
Don't lie. Everyone has humped a pillow when they were a kid.
Yes. Everyone has humped a pillow at some point in time. You guys have to admit it. Even if you're male.
It's also a category in Clips for Sale too, pillow humping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm not
as far as my understanding.
You're probably, they have a lot of categories, so I'm not even surprised if that is a category.
So I know it's like plushie fetish, because I know plushie is a little different than just pillow humping. Because pillow humping is just pillow humping.
Right.
But I know like plushies is like this whole other like.
They were talking about stuffed toys or just anything that's like, I guess, cotton based or whatever the case may be. But that's a lot of the stuff. Oh, they said they want to see the co-host. This is Sabrina Ryan. The lovely Sabrina Ryan. Yes, you guys can definitely watch her on the rebroadcast. This video will be going up on YouTube. You guys go to YouTube, type in Smiles69Network show, and you guys will be able to see all of the latest episodes from here at DTF. But yes, anything you want to give advice for the people before we go when it comes to plushophilia? What should they do? What animal should they choose? How long should they be fucking them? Like, let the people know how they should go about this.
Just don't be so, I don't know. Just don't hump in front of your parents.
Yes. Do not hump in front of your parents.
And if you catch your child humping their stuffed animal, I advise don't shame them for it. They're just exploring their bodies. Agreed. And explain to them that this is going to happen, but they need to do it in the privacy of their bedroom and not on the sofa while your mom is making pancakes.
In the middle of the living room.
In the middle of the living room while you're watching Sesame Street, like I did. Learn from my mistake.
Yes. I completely understand that. Agreed. I would probably say have a variety of
options.
Yes, of stuffed animals you want to use, because when one goes flat, you want to have
a backup.
Yes, you want to have another one.
You need a side hoe.
Plush and ready, right? Exactly. What would be you said plush hoe?
Plush hoe.
Plush hoe, yes.
Side plush. Side plush.
Side plush to utilize throughout the time. Oh my God, this has been extremely crazy. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for coming through, Sabrina. It is greatly appreciated. I definitely enjoyed talking about plushies and all of those amazing things that comes along with that. You guys are going to make me go home and pull out some of my old teddy bears instead of using these pillows. I got to go back to some old methods to bring about some new cum.
I'm just going to hump my girl's leg.
Leg works. Whatever's soft, right? Whatever's soft that we can get. But no, this is your girl, Vanessa Smiles. You guys can find me on VanessaSmilesXXX.com. I have my new website, RatchetBJs.com. I have some new updates on there, so you guys can go there and check out some of my latest content. And Sabrina Ryan is going to let you guys know where you can find her.
You can follow me at Sabrina Ryan Official on Instagram, and you can book me for photo shoots, video shoots, etc., through the email link in my bio.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be signing out. That is the Smiles69Network show. You guys can go to YouTube if you've missed the episode and you guys just came in. Go to YouTube, type in Smiles69Network, and you guys will definitely be able to see this rebroadcast amongst other shows that we've had on DTF Radio. And we have a lot of different topics. We talk about a lot of different things. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel where you guys can actually be updated on all of the shows that we have and that we're premiering here on DTF. So
see you next week.
Later on. Bye-bye, guys.